everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyla Trees. I'm back with another video. This video is going to be about me running away from home. Well, I didn't really run away. Well, I guess I did. Yeah, I ran away. Yeah, we'll call it that. By the time, I really didn't feel like I was running away. I was like, I'm gonna just leave, you know. But yeah, okay, so let's just get into this story time. This story time is gonna be a little bit lengthy, so make sure you watch the whole video. So let's start from the beginning. In the beginning, I was in high school. Okay, I had a boyfriend. Clearly I had a boyfriend, and I was in high school. Okay, I was 17 at the time. I do believe don't you hate when somebody texts you something and it's like, how do you respond to that? How do I respond to that? That sentence did not, you know what? Okay. Anyways, let's just get back to the story. So, what was I saying? Dang. Okay. So, I was 17 at the time and I had a boyfriend. Yeah, I had a boyfriend, and I'm trying to think of how old he was. What was his age? I believe he was 19 because he was in college. He played football in college, and I was in high school, and I was 17. He had to be 19 because I have this rule, like, I don't like going above a certain number when I'm a certain age, you know what I'm saying? So, like, now that I'm 23, I'm not dating nobody 30, you know what I mean? Like, that's just nah. But yeah, I have a certain age limit to where I go. So if I was 17, he had to be 19 because I know he wasn't 20. And my mom wasn't going for that anyway. So yeah. So I was 17, he was 19. He played football. I was in high school. Okay. So he lived 2 hours away. So he lived in Atlanta. He went to school in Atlanta, and I was in high school at Augusta. This is the time where I was staying in Augusta, Georgia, and not Atlanta. So, boom. Spring break rolls around for me, and then spring break rolls around for him. So, no, he had spring break. He had his spring break first, and then I had my spring break. So, he was like, you know, what are you doing for spring break? And I was like, I'm not doing nothing. And, you know, I asked him, what are you doing? He's like, I ain't doing nothing. And I was like, oh, well, you know, he was like, well, we should see each other. Because he lived 2 hours away, I only got to see him on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like I got to see him throughout the week because he'll be in school, I'll be in school. And, you know, he lived in a dorm. I still live with my mama. So it was like, you know, it wasn't like we could just, you know, see each other like that. And then he lived 2 hours away. I wasn't driving, so he would have to come see me, or he would have to come get me, and I would spend like the weekend with him, but he would still have to bring me home. Does that make sense? So yeah. Yeah, so he was like, well, you know, I want to see you. And I was like, okay, cool, you know. So I had to ask my mama. I dreaded asking my mama because I don't know. But my point of view was, I'm not doing nothing for spring break. You gonna be at work. My brother gonna be at work. I'm gonna be in the house by myself. You know, most families is going on a trip or, you know, doing something for spring break, and we not doing nothing. Like, my mama was literally, it was gonna be regular scheduled programming, just me at home. My brother was gonna be at work. My mom was gonna be at work. I'm at home in the house watching TV. Because all of my friends, well, I didn't really have that many friends at the time. Yeah, at this time, I believe I had like probably 2 friends. But they was doing stuff with their family, so it was just like, okay, I'm by myself. And then I get an offer, come see me. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Doesn't that make sense? In my mind, it made sense. My mama was like, you don't need to be going, she's like, you don't need to be spending spring break with no boy, blah 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 blah. My mom was so worried about me getting pregnant. Like, I don't know, like, anytime I had a boyfriend, she'd be like, oh, anytime I had a stomach ache. Like, I could be single, and if I said I had a stomach ache, she'd be like, oh, you pregnant? That's why I never liked really talking to her about anything that was like wrong with me, because she would always bring it back to a boy or a pregnancy, or like one time I had a rash on my arm, or I had some on my arm, and she was like, that's when you sleeping at that boy's house. It's like, what? Come to find out, I was allergic to the soap. You know what I'm saying? It's like she would say weird. She would say slick off the wall shit like that. Like, she would really say that shit. So I never really liked talking to my mom, right? So I asked her. Of course, she said no, and I was very upset because it was like, bro, I'ma be in here by myself, just being here, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I ain't doing it, you know what I'm saying? I was like, so I called him back, and I was like, well, you know, you can be on your way. And he was like, huh? He's like, what did your mama say? I said, my mama said no, but I want to come anyway. So, and I was like, what can she do like once I'm there? She can't do nothing. So I got a hair in my mouth. But yeah, I was like, she can't do nothing once I'm there anyway. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, my plan, how I thought this out too. My plan was, I'm going to text her where I am and where I'm at, and then, you know, she just gonna let it slide and be okay with it. You know, that was my plan. That was my plan, right? It did not go like that. It did not go like that. Yeah, it really didn't go like that. So what I did was, I was in my room, right? My mom was up and everything like that. My mom was up when I left too. Like, this was some, oh wow. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, so my mom was in her room. I was really waiting on her to go to sleep, because it was like, I believe it was Sunday when I left, and she has to go to work the next day. So I'm like, okay, cool. She gonna go to sleep early, and I could just tell him. Either way, he was on his way. So either way, I was leaving, if she was up or if she was asleep. But it would have been better if she was asleep, so I could go through the front door, right? Right. So okay, I packed my bag. I packed me a duffel bag. I had the duffel bag in my room, so I packed me a duffel bag, and I had my bathroom was in my room, so I put the duffel bag in my bathtub and closed the shower curtain. That way, you know, because if she came in my room, she would have been like, oh, what's this? Where you going? Like, what's this duffel bag? You know? So I would have been like, shit out of luck. So I put the duffel bag in the bathtub, right? So I put on a little sundress. That way it will be easy for me to that way it will be easy and comfortable for me to get out. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all that later. But I had on this dress, this little sundress. It was orange. I remember it like it was, and I had a puff because my hair was short. Okay, so what happened next? Okay, so I go in my mom's room. My bag is already packed. Shit is in the bathtub. I go in my mom's room and I tell her good night. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to go to sleep. I'm about to take a shower. Good night. I see you when you get home from work tomorrow. So she's like, all right, you know, cool. She in there watching TV on her phone, you know what I'm saying? She's like, all right, cool. So yeah. Game time, right? Game time. Homeboy, I told him don't park in front of my house. I lived in an apartment complex. Man, I told him, I said, don't park in front of the apartment complex. Like, cause at this time the gates to the apartment complex was closed, but I think somebody let him in, so he just went ahead and came in. I told him, I just said, park at the leasing office and I will come to you. That's what he was supposed to do, but he came in and he parked somewhere like not where my mama could see him or whatever. Because it was plenty of places where he could have parked, you know. So yeah. So I went out the window. I did. I went out the window, my bedroom window, because my bedroom was facing my headboard. So it's like, this is my bed and this is where the window is. But my bed was turned sideways, so the headboard was like, this is the headboard and then the window is behind the headboard. You get it? Okay. So I pushed. It was late too. So nobody was outside. My concern was somebody seeing me go outside my window. But I lived on the first floor. I lived on the first floor, so I was good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my biggest concern was somebody seeing me out the window, which is why I wanted my mom to be asleep so I could just go through the front door, you know, so it won't look suspicious or nothing like that. But if you see somebody going through your window, going through, you know, a window, you'll be like, what? Okay, she's sneaking out. Especially with a big ass duffel bag, a week worth of clothes. You'll be like, okay, she going somewhere. Like, she's sneaking out. But yeah. So I got my bag. I pushed the bag out the window first. And then I went out the window. Closed the window back. Oh, I do have to know, I did lock my door. So I locked it wasn't anything usual. I locked my door because I always lock my door, basically. Like, I always have my door locked. And two, like, for changing purposes, my bathroom was in my room. So when I get out the shower is all steamy and stuff, and don't nobody like changing do y'all change in y'all shower, in y'all bathroom? Like, I don't know. I don't like putting on clothes in my bathroom, especially with it all steamy, hot and steamy. Like, ain't nobody doing that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I locked my door because typically my mom would just come in. She wouldn't knock. This is what she would do. And then she would just open the door. And it's like, what's the purpose of knocking? Seriously, like, what's the purpose? She would, and then open the door. What's wrong with you? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, wait for somebody to say I'm decent to come in. Doesn't that make sense? Because, like, I would do that to her. I'll be like, I would knock on the door. And I'd be like, Mom, are you decent? And then she'd be like, yeah, come on in. She didn't do that with me, though. She would be like, and then come right on in. I'm butt ass naked, just got out the shower, trying to dry off, and now you seeing me. Like, no. So yeah, I would lock my door. I ain't give a fuck. I lock that bitch. I ain't give a fuck. So yeah, it wasn't typical for me to it was typical for me to lock my door. So I just went ahead and locked it. And yeah, so he came, I put my stuff in the car, and he was like, I hope you don't get in trouble. And I was like, yeah, you know. And then I was like, well, what can she really do? Like, once I'm there, she can't really, hopefully she'll let me say it, you know. That's what I was thinking. Right? But no. So I went, what happened? That night, like I said, it was 2 hours. And so that night, it was late by this time. By the time we got to his parents' house, it was really, really late. His parents didn't care, though. His parents didn't care about me staying the night or whatever. So yeah, by the time we got to his parents' house, it was really, really late. But like I said, his parents didn't care about me spending the night. Like, if I was there, he would be like, oh, hey, Kyla, you know, they was real nice with it, right? So we get to his parents' house, and we tired, so we go to bed. The next day, like, this is on my conscience. Like, I'm feeling bad, you know, because it's like, dang, I don't know if because, like, she knew where I was at, you know. Like, she had an idea. But yeah, so the next day, I text my mom, because like I said, it's on my conscience heavy. Like, I couldn't even have a good time because it was on my conscience so heavy. So I text my mom in the morning time. I said, hey, I'm at, old boy parents' house. Just so you don't worry. Just so you don't worry. And she did not text me back, y'all. She called him. She had his number because he played football, so she needed like the information of, I don't remember how she had his number, but I didn't have a problem with them having each other's number. But yeah. So she had his number, so she called him. And she was like, she needs to come home. Like she said she was coming to get me. And so yeah. She was like, we need to pick a meeting spot because I'm coming to get her. Now, this turns into, I was upset. I was mad because I was like, yo, like, why can't I stay? Like, why is this? Like, why can't I stay or whatever? Like, I really want to stay and this, that, third, right? Right. So, at this point, my brother texted me. My big brother, my older brother. And me and him were not cool at this time because me and my other brother, we didn't like who he was dealing with at the time. So it was just like me and how do I say it? The second oldest, because I had 3 brothers, but me and the second oldest, we really didn't like who my oldest brother was dealing with. So we was like cool off him. Like we didn't really talk to him that much. So he texted me and he was like, we was just arguing like back and forth in text messages. And I'm just like, because at this point I'm like, bro, why are you texting me? Like I don't even mess with you like that for real. Like we got beef. Like we don't. Like when I kid y'all not, we did not see my older brother because of this woman, like completely. And me and my brother, we felt like, okay, cool, you don't want to see us, we don't want to see you. It was that type of thing. So yeah, me and my older brother, we did not get along. So it's like, bro, why are you texting me? Like stop talking to me, like stop talking to me. So I get very disrespectful because it was like, I don't want to talk to you. We're not cool, and why. Why are you texting me? So my mom, she comes, we meet them halfway. Mind you, I didn't know my brother was with her at the time. We meet her halfway, and it was at a Burger King. So my mom pulls up, and then I see my brother. It's like, why are you here? Like, I don't like you for real. Like, I really hated my older brother at this time. Cause it was like, why are you here? We're not cool. Why? Why did you call him? I guess my mom called him for a backup, which she didn't really need. Because it was like, I don't know why she called my brother, but she called him for backup or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it was like, why would you do that? Like, we're not cool. I don't like seeing this man for real. Like, when I tell y'all I did not like seeing this dude, it was like his presence was just like, especially if he was with old girl, it was like, bro, why are you here with her? Like, I don't like you. And y'all know that. Yeah, but that's a whole different other story for a different time. But yeah, I really did not like him. So yeah, they was together or whatever, and so we all sit down, and she's like, Kyla, she did this manipulative bullshit, and she's like, Kyla, I want the best for you, and this, that, and the third. You don't need to be staying tonight. And it was weird for me because I couldn't understand the problem. She would let me go up there with him. Like she would let me. What I wasn't understanding was what was so different. She would let me spend the weekend with him, But when it came to spring break, she'll be like, no, you can't go. And it's like, what's the difference? Like, you let me do it all the time. That's what I didn't understand. It was like, you let me go up there, spend the night all the time. I come back like, okay, this is our routine, right? He would come get me Friday, and I would spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then like Sunday night he would take me back home. So I wasn't understanding like what's the difference like between, I don't know. I guess it was just more time. You know what I'm saying? But like, what's the difference? 3 days or 7 days? I didn't understand the difference, because just like you would let me spend the night. I don't know. She would. Her only excuse was, you don't need to be spending the night with a boy. You don't need to be spending a week with a boy. You don't need to be spending a week with a boy. And it's like, but you let me spend the weekend. So I really did not understand the difference between that. So, but that was her only thing. She didn't have any valid points. And then she'll be like, I don't want you getting pregnant and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, I spend the weekend with him all the time. I come back and I don't be pregnant. What's the difference? There wasn't one. She couldn't explain the difference because there wasn't one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Then my brother gets to talking. Immediately I get irritated. Like, why are you talking to me? Stop. Like, why are you even here? Like, when I tell y'all I did not like this dude, I did not like him. We good now, but I did not like this dude. But so yeah, he starts talking and that sets me off. Like, I get irritated. I start crying. I'm upset. I'm irritated because it's like, bro, I don't want to talk to you. So my mom was like, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. And yeah. So yeah, so I left. I left with my mom. My brother lived in Atlanta, so he was already in Atlanta, and so did old boy. So he went back to his house, and my brother went back, I'm guessing, to his house. And yeah, me and my mom, we went back to Augusta, Georgia. So her at home, she's telling me, she's like, she wasn't mad or anything. Like, once I was in her car, she wasn't mad. Like, she had calmed down and all that other stuff. So yeah, we was just talking or whatever. She's like, Kyla, why did you do it? And I was like, I told you why I did it. I told you I didn't want to be at home by myself. It was like, me and him, we hang out all the time, so I didn't see the difference. And then I was just like, I didn't want to spend my spring break in the house. You know what I'm saying? In the house by myself. And then she was like, I knocked on your door, and when you didn't respond, I just assumed that you was asleep. Cause this happened on a Sunday. No, did this happen on a Sunday? Okay, so this whole thing had to happen on a Saturday, because Sunday, she knocked on the next day was Sunday, and she had to go to church, cause she was in the choir or some shit. So yeah, she had to go to church, and yeah. So she said she knocked on my door to ask if I wanted to go to church with her. And she's actually getting ready for church when I had texted her that I was, I wasn't in the house. So so yeah. And then she's like, how did you do it like that? Like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore. And I'm like, bro, you could trust me. Like, I'm not finna do nothing like that no more. Like, I'm not gonna do nothing like that no more. But yeah, we had a real long talk about everything, and yeah. So I went back home. He was at his house, and eventually, like I said, I believe that next week, or whatever weekend that was after spring break, I was back in school, of course, but she let me spend the weekend with him. And it's like, what? Again, I didn't understand what was the difference. I didn't get it. But yeah, I guess she let me do that because she didn't want me leaving without her permission anymore. So I guess she would rather know. Well, she would always know where I was, but I guess she wanted, I don't know. I guess she didn't want me like running away again or like leaving again, so she just went ahead and gave me permission to go. Which is like I said, he would always come to get me. He even came, like this is, I don't know. He even came to sign me out of school early. Like it was Friday. He came to sign me out of school early, and my mom gave him permission to do that. So it was like, I don't know. I don't know. I still to this day, I don't understand what was the difference between a week and a weekend. Like, you even gave him permission to sign me out of school. I didn't get that. But I can't spend the week at his house. I don't know. But yeah, that was the time I ran away from home, which I guess it's running away. But she knew where I was. She knew who I was with. She had his number. So yeah, I didn't really understand the problem. You know, and then I texted her where I was. I texted her where I was and who I was with. Typically, when you run away from home, this is why I don't classify it as running away, because typically when you run away from home, you don't want your parents to know where you are. You don't, a real runaway child is not going to text her parents, hey, I'm here, you know, or hey, I'm okay and I'm with so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't classify it as running away, because I texted my mom. She knew who I was with. She had his number as well. So yeah. But I do not recommend running away. If your parents say no, just you take that L and you can't go. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm older, I still don't understand the difference between me spending a weekend and me spending a week with him, because she would let me spend a weekend with him. I really don't understand the difference. But I still should have listened to her and had not, I should listen to her, and you know, because what if like the car would have crashed on the highway or something like that? You know, what if we would have got into a car accident? Which it wasn't no cars on the road at that time, because I lived in a very small town. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if I would have got into a car accident and, you know, she wouldn't know shit, you feel me? So I think about that, and it's like, okay, yeah, I should have just like not left, you know, or I should just not left. But yeah, that was my runaway story. It wasn't too much. It wasn't nothing major like that or whatever. And I only spent a day with him, so yeah, or that night. So yeah. Let me know your runaway story times if you have them. I know that's gonna be funny. Y'all be DMing me a lot of stories and things like that y'all be going through and stuff like that, and I really do appreciate that. Like I said, if you don't feel comfortable commenting it in the comment section, you can definitely DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is Kyla Latrice, and I will read it and respond back to you. Yeah, I'll read it and respond back to you. I'm sorry, I'm getting messages, so yeah, ignore that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Kyla Latrice, and make sure you comment, tell me your story times, share your story times. I know mine wasn't as bad as some of y'all's, because y'all be having some stories, okay? So I know mine wasn't that bad, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.